I was the girl who got laughed at in class for speaking broken English. Today, I'm going to tell you the 5 brutal truths about English fluency that no teacher will ever admit to you. And if you stick around until the end, I'll reveal the one technique that transformed my English in just 90 days, without spending a single rupee on expensive courses. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in front of your mirror, practicing English sentences, feeling confident, only to freeze completely when someone actually talks to you in English? If you're nodding right now, this video is going to change everything for you, because what I'm about to share with you goes against everything the English teaching industry wants you to believe.
Brutal truth number 1, the dependency trap. The first brutal truth is so controversial that most English teachers would lose their jobs if they admitted it. You are your own worst enemy in learning English, not your teacher, not your course, not your app. You. Let me tell you about Priya. She came to me after spending 50,000 rupees on 3 different English courses over 2 years. She could recite grammar rules perfectly, knew 5,000 vocabulary words, but couldn't order coffee in English without stammering. Want to know why? Because she was waiting for someone else to make her fluent. She was a passenger in her own learning journey, not the driver. And I get it. It's comfortable to blame external factors. If only I had a better teacher. If only I had more time. If only people wouldn't judge me. But here's what nobody tells you. Your comfort zone isn't comfortable at all. It's a prison disguised as safety. So let me ask you, right now, in the comments, what excuse are you making today that's stopping you from practicing English? Be honest. I read every single comment. But here's the thing about taking control of your learning. It leads to the second brutal truth that might shock you even more. Pattern interrupt number 2, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Actually, before I tell you the second truth, let me share something personal. When I was 12, I changed schools. Everyone around me spoke perfect English, and I was the girl they laughed at. That humiliation could have broken me. But it didn't. You know why. Because of what I'm about to tell you next. Brutal truth. 2. The panic learning myth. The second brutal truth will make you question everything you think you know about when to learn English. Panic learning is like trying to build a boat while you're drowning. Picture this. It's Sunday evening. Your boss just texted. There's an important client meeting tomorrow. And guess what? The client only speaks English. Suddenly, you're on YouTube at 11 p.m., trying to learn professional English phrases for tomorrow's meeting. Sound familiar? Here's what happens. You memorize 5 sentences, walk into that meeting, and the client asks you something completely different. Your mind goes blank. Your palms sweat. You mumble something and hope for the best. I've been there. We've all been there. That sinking feeling when you realize all that last-minute cramming was useless. But here's what Benjamin Franklin said. And this changed my entire approach to learning. By failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. You don't build a rescue raft during a flood. You build it on sunny days, piece by piece. Tell me in the comments, what was your last panic learning moment? When did you suddenly realize you needed better English skills? Share your story. You're not alone in this. But knowing when to learn isn't enough, because the third truth is about how to learn, and it's going to upset a lot of modern education experts. Brutal truth number 3, old school wins. The third brutal truth is so old-fashioned that modern educators hate it. The old school way is the only way that actually works. Everyone's obsessed with AI tutors, fancy apps with gamification, virtual reality English practice. But you know what works? A book, a mirror, and good old-fashioned practice. When I moved to that new school in 7th grade, I had no apps, no special software, no AI assistant. You know what I had? 1, my determination. 2, a mirror in my room. 3, the decision to speak everything, and I mean everything, in English during school hours. Was it hard? Absolutely. Did people laugh? Yes. Did I want to give up? Every single day. But then something magical happened. After about 3 months, I caught myself thinking in English, not translating from Hindi to English, actually thinking in English. And it happened because I followed one simple rule. If I was going to say something during school hours, it had to be in English. No exceptions. But talking to yourself is just the beginning, because the fourth truth is about the tools you already have, and you're probably ignoring them. Wait. Let me ask you something. Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. Do you have a mirror at home? Obviously. Do you have Netflix or YouTube? Definitely. Then you have everything you need to become fluent in English. Everything? But here's why you're not using them effectively. Brutal truth number 4. You already have everything you need. The fourth brutal truth will make you realize you've been sitting on a gold mine. The problem isn't lack of resources. The problem is your mind. Your brain is lying to you every single day. It says, English is difficult. Lie. I can't find anyone to practice with. Lie. People will judge me. The biggest lie of all. You know what the truth is? Everyone is so busy with their own problems. They don't have time to judge your English. They're too worried about their own insecurities. Your mirror is your private stage. No audience, no judgment, no pressure. I still practice in front of my mirror before important meetings. Want to know a secret? I talk to myself in the mirror when I'm sad, when I'm excited, when I'm preparing for something important. That mirror has heard more of my thoughts than any human being. Record yourself speaking for 30 seconds every day. Listen back. Notice where you pause unnecessarily, where you say or Don't judge yourself. Just observe. This is the game changer. Remember how you learned to talk as a baby? You copied your parents. That's exactly what you're going to do now. Watch any English show. Pause after each dialogue. Repeat the exact sentence with the same emotion, same intonation, same everything. You're not just learning words. You're learning how to express emotions in English. I want you to comment below with one sentence you practiced using the mirroring technique. Just one sentence. Show me you're taking action, not just watching. But here's what nobody talks about. Once you start improving, how long does it actually take? The fifth truth about timing might surprise you. Brutal truth number 5. The timeline reality. The fifth and final brutal truth is about time, and it's not what you expect. Everyone asks me, how long will it take to become fluent? Here's the honest answer. Learning English is exactly like going to the gym. In the first week, you see changes quickly, you learn new words, basic phrases come easily, you feel excited. But then, the plateau hits, just like in fitness, where you stop seeing changes on the weighing scale after initial progress. Your English improvement will slow down. This is where 90% of people quit. I've been going to the gym for 6 years. My weight hasn't changed in 2 years. But I'm stronger, more confident, and my clothes fit better. The scale lies. Same with English. After 3 months, you might feel like you're not improving, but your brain is rewiring itself. The real magic is happening beneath the surface. Here's the truth. In 5 to 6 months, you'll notice significant confidence changes. In about 2 years, you can reach conversational fluency. But, and this is important, you'll be communicating effectively much sooner. This is a marathon, not a sprint. A sprint is about speed. Finish first, finish fast. A marathon is about endurance. The goal is to finish. Period. The finish line isn't for the fastest runner. It's for the one who keeps putting one foot in front of the other, even when they're tired. So tell me in the comments, are you ready to run this marathon? Or are you still looking for a sprint that doesn't exist? But here's what happens after you become conversational. How do you maintain it? Your English skill is like a finely sharpened knife. When you first learn it, it cuts through any conversation. But if you put it in a drawer and never use it, it grows dull and rusty. Reading, listening, and speaking, these are your sharpening stones. You don't need hours every day, but you must use them every single day. I only watch English shows. I just finished Ginny in Georgia. Amazing show, by the way. But while I'm entertaining myself, I'm also maintaining my English skills. It's like working out while having fun. Here's the secret ingredient that nobody talks about. You have to develop love for the language. Not just need it for career or exams. Actually enjoy it. When you start enjoying English conversations, when you look forward to reading an English article, when you catch yourself thinking in English, that's when you know you've made it. So let's recap these 5 brutal truths. 1. Stop depending on others for your learning journey. Take the driver's seat. 2. Don't wait for panic to motivate you. Build your skills on sunny days. 3. Old school methods work. Apps are fine, but mirrors and books win. 4. You already have everything you need. Your phone, your mirror, your determination. 5. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with the process. If you apply even 3 of these truths consistently for the next 90 days, I guarantee you'll see a transformation in your English confidence. Remember, I was the girl who got laughed at for speaking broken English. If I can go from that humiliation to making videos that help thousands of people improve their English, so can you. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. First, comment below and tell me which of these 5 truths hit you the hardest. Second, choose one technique I mentioned today and commit to trying it for 7 days. Third, if this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear these truths. And if you want a complete, step-by-step system to implement everything I talked about today, check out my English Fluency course. The link is in the description. It has over 300 handwritten exercises and the exact strategies I use to transform my English. Remember, your English journey is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming confident. It's not about impressing others. It's about expressing yourself. You have everything you need. The question is, will you use it? I'll see you in the next video, where I'll share the 3 biggest mistakes that keep people stuck at intermediate level forever. Until then, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember, you've got this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.